Hi, my name is Amanda. Welcome to my channel. We are going to talk about Kanban boards. So if you've seen anything on Instagram, and then I know I mentioned it here in a couple of videos, I have started tracking my reading visually with a Kanban board. So first of all a Kanban board is it is a way to track. I'm going to show you an example right here that's just blank, but it's a way to track projects and stuff that you're working on. So the top half or the top part, and it can be divided in 3 equal parts. It can also go this way, and you can just move things from left to right, however you want to do it. But it starts up here with the projects that need to get done in a certain time period. So some people do these quarterly. I'll link a couple below. One of them is a writer, and she uses hers to track her writing and all of that stuff. There's another lady who does planning videos, and she's also an artist, and so she has a shop that sells pieces of artwork, and she tracks all of her projects up here. So these are all the ones you want to get done. Then the middle section are for the ones you're currently working on, and the bottom is when they're finished. So the Kanban board should start out with everything at the top, and it ends with everything at the bottom. Mine is not quite working that way just because I need it to be more flowing than that. So anyway, we'll talk about what I do. First of all, I am keeping the ones that I've made in the past because they're useful again. So there's no reason for me to get rid of them. But what I do is I have these they're 3 packs, and I got them from a sale at Michael's. And these were all like half price. And all they're 12 by 12 sheets of cardstock that are for scrapbooking. And so this one is well traveled. And so it just has, let me see if I can get it up here. It just has lots of different paper in it with lots of different things on it. So this one actually has some pictures because of course it's about traveling. This one right here is just called Let's Wander. So this one has different kinds of just colors used in different ways. And that's what this one is, which is where that one came from that I just showed you. So I literally just pick up one of these and decide which one I'm going to use. And then this is just nothing but ombre sheets. And so it goes in all different ways and different colors. So that's all I do first is I decide on the sheet that I want to do. And then I have a lot of washi tape over here to the side, which if you don't know what washi tape is, it's just little tape. Like it's just little rolls of tape. And I have some, you can see right here, I have quite a few that are thin like this, this is a normal, quote unquote, this will be a normal size washi, and these are the ones that I use to separate this paper. You can use whatever you want. Like you can just get a ruler and draw a line. Like it does not matter. You just need it to be divided into 3s. Now what I did, because I wanted to have more room at the top and bottom, because that's where the majority of the stuff hangs out, I just made this a little bit smaller in the middle. So that's all I did. That's how I create my Kanban board. Then I had to decide how I wanted to do the books. Now, if I were not continuing to use these over and over, I might do it a little bit differently, but I would like to be able to reuse them. And I want to be able to use the books after I put them on here. So if you've seen my journals, I print out a cover of the book when I read it, and then I put it in my journal, my reading journal, and I have little covers of all the books. Well, I usually print them out much smaller than this, but I wanted them printed larger so that I could see them better on the Kanban board. And I just had a large stack of these sticky notes, this size sticky notes. And so what I have done is every time I'm adding one to the board, I will take my printout, which I just print it like this on regular paper. These are the next 9 books that I'm planning to read. And so I just print them like this. I cut them out and I stick them, I just glue the very top of them to this sticky note, and then the sticky note I can move back and forth. Now, if you have a smaller sticky note, like a little strip or something, you can easily do that, and then you wouldn't see the sticky note around the thing. You can do it however you want to do it. That's just what I've chosen to do because I already had a lot of this size and I didn't have a ton of the smaller ones, and I didn't want to use up all the ones that I didn't have very many of. So anyway, that is the way I do it. Now, the way it's different from a lot of Kanban boards is when it starts out, this is not exactly up to date, but this is what I have right now. And when it starts out, they're all at the top, and then what you're reading is in the middle, and then what you finish goes to the bottom. Well, because I have finished, like I've finished all of these, it's a stack of 6 of them. I'm not going to leave everything down here at the bottom because there's no need for me to do that. It just clogs everything up down here. And because I printed them so large, it's hard to get them all down here, especially when I keep adding more up here. And that's because this edge right here is where I am just reading 3 authors' works and I'm rotating through those authors. And so I know that is a little bit confusing, and that's because it just helps me organize what I'm doing. So I started out with the In Death book over here, and I went down here and read it, and once I was finished with it, I put it down here and I did the next book in the same way. And that's also where this Tamara Pierce and Stephen Graham Jones, because they're my author catalog challenge. So this whole row kind of, it's not marked off in any kind of way, but it has its own books over here. And I don't want them just piling up down here at the bottom. So when I finish, like when I finish this one, I'll take this one off. And then on the other side over here, I've got whatever my crocheting with King book is. So this side kind of becomes its own section of the Kanban board. And then the middle is just everything else, usually the audio and the Kindle book that I'm currently reading. Okay, sorry, I had to take a dog break. Now they're handled. Well, kind of. Skeeter. So I hope that that explanation makes sense to you about how everything is moved up and down. I made this video because somebody asked me a question about what the Kanban board was and how I'm using it and that kind of stuff. So I just thought that I would update you here. I don't really update it anymore except on Instagram, and I'm trying to remember to do that. I do update it every day, but I don't always film it and put it on Instagram, which I am working on doing. However, this is now the 4th week that I've been using these, and they're working really well for me. Like, I like, not that I'm going to forget what book I'm reading, but I like physically moving it down and being like, okay, I finished this book. Because for a lot of my books, I don't have a physical copy of them. And so this is kind of my way, especially for the ebooks and the audiobooks, of saying, I finished this book, and I'm like moving it down. So if you have any questions about the Kanban board that I'm doing or about trying to make your own, feel free to ask me down in the comments. You can send me an email. We can discuss it however you need to. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.